Welcome, everybody, to the Broken Wing Racing League, the GT3 Sprint Championship, Season 15, Round 7 here at Magny-Cours. And it's gonna be a lively one. Our our first half champ, Jacob Simmons, is not here. Pro driver who is leading in first over Christopher Daniel and then Peter Flander in third. Marshall Scary, who is first in the Pro-Ams. He took the first half championship. Be interested to see if he's here too. He is here. He's P6 in the practice. Christopher Chitterling is also here. He finished second, and Chris Lambeth finished third. Followed by the AM class. Brandon G. Burns has a commanding lead in the AM class in first place. He won the first half championship. Adam Tingle in second, and Forrest Holland in third. And Brandon Burns is here in 15th. Now, a driver who hasn't been promoted, but is here, and is leading the rookie class, did win the rookie championship there, but because the drivers have been promoted out of the rookies, we've had all 5 races done and dusted. Marcello De Leo is first right now, and Sean Dickinson is in second, and Roman Bykoff is in third. Now, is beyond Marcello, I don't see any other. We got William Florence. I think he is a rookie. Maybe. Yeah, we got a rookie in 19th. Aiden. Take a look. Aiden hasn't gotten out of the rookies either. He's 13th. Richard Swirsky got promoted. Joshua Spears also promoted. Andre Rodriguez, I believe, promoted to Pro-Ams. So we're looking at our fastest driver in the rookies so far is going to be Aiden Gortz. Don't know how to say that honestly, but yeah, there we have it. Out of the those, we got the Google Sheets, everybody. Google Doc Sheets. Just as terrible as Excel. Thunder Thighs Racing won the first half. It's Dylan Thomas and Jacob Simmons. Congrats to them. Draft Punk Gold is in second. No longer radio controlled in third. Papaya Rules in fourth. Draft Punk Silver in fifth. Pax Oceani Rambunctious. Necromancers in sixth. Little Luck Nuts in seven. Cars Racing in eight. Ski Team is not going to be here. They are in ninth. Puck Yeah Racing in 10. SimCity Racing second in 11th. Ganja Glizzy Racing in 12th. Pax Oceani Margarita Masters in 13th. Acer Race in 14th. Caffeine Global Motorsports in 15th. Living Legend 16th. Pax Oceani Rubber Shuckers in 17th. SimCity Racing, the first team, in 18th. Shift E Racing in 19th. Aero Racing in 20th. And Narwhal Racing in 20. Narwhal Racing Team in 21. I think they finished last in the last 2 seasons as well. But neither one of those drivers is going to be here, I don't believe. So it happens. Participation and everything. Roman Bykoff is here. It's a driver who is still in the rookies. Alan Farley is another rookie. And I think that kind of puts it all together. Jake Daly's in the AM class. Yeah, so we have all of our... we actually have only like 5... Let's see. There's 1. 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. Jordan Hunt. Not seen that name before. So we have 5 drivers that are in the rookie class that are competing tonight. As far as the programs go, it's a Cars Racing did not do so well. We have 4 minutes 45 seconds left in practice, and then we'll get on to qualifying. And this is going to be a, I think it's going to be a special race. So a lot of track to work with. Interesting to see where people are going to be making their moves down the straights. There's 5 straights on this track. I mean, need technical corners, but yeah, it's gonna be quite something. After what is it? Turn 3, Estoril. It just goes on that long sweeping right down in the kink. Call it Adelaide, believe it or not. And then that's the actual Nürburgring right there, that corner. Into 180. Don't mind me, just forgetting to load iOverlay. It's like, can't even tell who's who. uh, this is a high value production. I was thinking, looking at a driver, but I'm not sure why I don't see the driver. Closed it earlier and forgot all about it. Anyway, Max Poe definitely leading the Pro-Ams here. The times on the board are going to be 135s. To get to the top, there's only 3 drivers in the 135s. 2 pros, 1 Pro-Am. Alex Zier just outside of it. He's a Pro-Am, and he's 4th. Followed by Christopher Daniel. This is an interesting livery. He's got a Road Going Racing League livery. This can't be right. I'll do one refresh here. Everyone says this program is so amazing, and yet never really captures anyone's thinks that correctly. Like reload tags, refresh the livery. It's coming up. No bueno for Christopher Daniel there. Well, what can I say? Great software, guys. Amazing software. Half the liveries don't seem to be wanting to be the ones they're supposed to be. Oh! Richard Swirsky did get promoted. There's a couple promotions. Should go over those. We have 1 minute 25 seconds to go. Andre Rodriguez went to the Pro-Ams. Callum Farley went to AM. Oh, Callum Farley went to the AM. Is that representative? Did I... Okay, so I guess there's only 4. Oh, yep, there they are. Well, the pace to read. Richard Swirsky in the AM class, William Florence in the AM class. Oh, that's okay. Interesting. Yep. And now going up back again. Gage Hines went to Pro. Wesley Bryce to Pro-Am. Seth Hansen to Pro-Am. Yale Pena into AM. Zach Peterson to AM. If that's the case, then William Florence isn't a rookie, but Aiden still is. So Aiden, Marcello, and Roman Bykov for sure are 3 rookies still in this. This is Jordan Hunt guy. And he is got the rookie stuff on, right? So at least we have 3, and practice is ending. It's gonna be a quick transition over, and a brief word from our sponsor. And we're back. John Javecki is the first driver to take us on an outlap here at International Circuit of Magny-Cours. Magny-Cours? What? I don't know. The French. They do things differently. Like, I believe that's the 180. Actually, I can't be quite certain of anything. What's going on? Here we go. That is the Imola corner into Chateau de Eu. I don't know if that's right. But then this is long zone. DRS, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen a F1 race at Magny-Cours. It's been a long time ago that they raced at this circuit. Quick corner into a little quick hander there, and down the straight. This will be his first one, and this is one of those interesting ones where his first flying lap. We had this last time, but it didn't clock everyone's out lap as a in lap, which is very odd. Down into Adelaide, back out. 5 straights. Oof. Imagine doing this in the Falcon series. People might actually be able to pass without any incidents. And that's the Nürburgring, that right left through 180. And follow through Imola. Chateau de Eu, right here. I didn't get the last one either, or the first one. It's the Complex du Lycée, maybe. I'm not gonna pronounce these in the race, by the way. Just gonna call them corners. I guess I don't even have how many which corner it is. But as we exit his lap, John Javecki did not have a lap that mattered because it was invalidated. Gage Hines goes into second, Forrest Holland into third, Marshall Scarry holding the top step right now. William Fort's in the fourth, Adrian Rodriguez in the fifth, Marcello De Leo in sixth, Peter Flanner, what can he do? Max Poe cross the line, goes into first, Richard Suritsky goes into third, Eric Koonsman takes fifth, Brandon G. Burns into 7th, Tyler Curran into 8th, Jake Daly into 4th, Joshua Spears into 9th. Peter Flanner is out there, but no time on the board just yet. Tom Smith crosses the line to the 9th. Dave Palmer goes into 14th. 15th now is Aiden Gwertz into 5th. That is a rookie, and the leading rookie as Nick Mazza crosses the line into 5th. Where does that put some other drivers? Alex Zier across the line. Did that lap count? No, it did not. Peter Flanner, he's still got a ways to go. Dylan Thomas, a ways to go. And maybe just a little slow right there with the Cars Racing driver of Michael Sharon trying to get out of the way. There's Christopher Daniel. I think he's almost to the line. No, he is not. That is the start. All right. Well, Peter Flanner did set the fastest lap with 137.5 and took the P1. Great result for him. Jordan Hunt into 16th. Across the line, Gage Hines into 4th, overtaking Forrest Holland, who's in 5th. Michael Sharon goes into 17th. William Florence goes into 7th. Marcello De Leo goes into 6th as Chris Chitterling has now set the fastest time on the board as Richard Suritsky crosses the line into 5th. Eric Koonsman into 8th. Brandon Burns into 7th. Kyler Kern into 7th. Pushing Joshua Spears into 8. Jake Daly into 10. Tom Smith up into 16th. And the times are actually in way quicker. Everyone in the 137s and 138s. We've seen 135s before. Nick Mazza has now just crossed the line and gone into first. Alex Sear into 16. Kellen Farley into 20th. Of the drivers, John Javecki still no time on the board for him. I'm wondering where his track limits might be. Steve McAllister on 20 went to P20. No time on the board for him or Dylan Thomas. Roman Bykoff, no time on the board. Christopher Daniel, no time on the board. Pax Oceani guys, we're going to have to pick up the pieces here, as they still have yet to set a time on the board with 8 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Where does that put John? Oh, John Javecki just went into first, as Peter Flanner goes into second and Marshall Scari into third, pushing Nick Mazza down into fourth. So great job there for John Javecki. Gage Hines has now gotten faster, going into P6. Dylan Thomas now across the line, made a time on the board for himself. That's P7. Michael Sharon improves into P13. He's out, I guess. Max Poe into 4th. Richard Swirsky into 6th. Now improvement out of him as well. Where does it put some other guys? Brandon Burns has crossed the line and gone into 10th. But Jake Daly, just behind him, has pushed him down into 11th. Mark Foley, now we see him on the board. He's in P14 with that time. Christopher Daniel, still not there yet. Dave Palmer improves to P25. Aiden Wertz into 16th. Where are we at here? Alex Zier improves into 11th. And through the chicane, Christopher Daniel with a P3. That is him on the board. Roman Bykoff, Adam Tingle. Where can they put their time on the board, as we still have nothing yet from them? Cooper McCoy has not set a time on the board. It's not even out there. Austin McGill, Craig Carroll, 3 drivers that have attended but are not actually setting times on the board. Right now we only have 30 drivers that are actually on the grid. Roman Bykoff is on an outlap. He's going to let some drivers by. John Javecki improves. And I guess we'll take a look here at Adam Tingle, who's still trying to make something happen. Max Poe setting the fastest lap with a 136.4. And through the chicane, Adam Tingle, what can he do? Only puts him into 25th. Roman Bykoff. Oh. 1 second, folks. All right, Steve McAllister into 25th. Good numbers there. Let's take a look and see what anyone else is doing here. Christopher Daniel, can he improve? His last lap time was an improvement. He got to P3 with that one. Peter Flanner, what can he do? He's across the line. Is this a personal improvement? It is a personal improvement, but it's not a change in position. While he did go faster on that 136.7, it's not going to change much. Gage Hines has gone faster. Put himself into P7 over Alex Sear. Our fastest pro driver is in 2nd place, and our fastest Pro-Am driver is in 1st place. Our AM class driver, Christopher Chinaman, goes to P7 with that move, is going to be Eric Koonsman. who is P12 at the moment. Mark Foley improves into P9 across the line. It's the fastest Pro-Am, and AM. Where's our rookie drivers? Marcello De Leo is in P19 at the moment. He is the last of the rookies. Or sorry, the first of the rookies. I don't know why I said that wrong. Anyway, this is his last race as a rookie, though, if he so chooses. Bouncing through the chicane, and where are they? Disappearing. It's the Vanishing Act. And John Javecki now sets the fastest time over, but Peter Flanner responds and goes faster by 0.031. What a result. Behind Marcello here is... Oh, he spun. It's unfortunate. Gallus just parked it. Just a few positions back in the P23 is Aiden Gortz. You think he's got 2 more races left to go as a rookie if he wants to be promoted to a class of his... roughly where we're going to get out of him. Christopher Chirling improves to P5 with that time. Richard Sawerski, actually, is the fastest AM class driver. I was thinking about that one for a second. I did talk about promotions. Eric Koonsman is in 14th. Richard Swiderski is in 6th. So we got ourselves another Alex Zier moment. Oh, what was that? Gotta take a look at that. Hit the replay button. All right, let's take a look. He's jiggling all over the place, too. It's gone wide. He re-enters the track. Boom, William Florence and him snap together, and he's out. Bueno from Michael Sharon there. Improvements on this lap? No. Both in the 136s, Peter Flanner and John Javecki on that last lap, but it is not enough, and that is probably track limits. I mean, I'm going to take a look. I don't think it was. That might be fine. Just a quick look. I don't see Peter Flanner's name as an off track, so he might be fine. But man, that was pretty wide. Let's see if he can improve. John Javecki's shortly behind. Andre Rodriguez now in 5th position. I'm going to have to look through the list here. It's Andre Rodriguez. I don't think he's a Pro-Am. But he's just behind Max Poe. On board with Peter Flanner, who's about to go through the final chicane, start straight finish as well, into the start straight finish. And is this improvement, is this going to be enough for him as he crosses the line? He's got to get a 136.3 or lower. And I don't know if that was it. Did he even cross the line to do another lap? That last lap was invalidated. And John Javecki has a little bit of ways to go before... Actually, he's got 3 more straights to go. Dylan Thomas was black flagged. Mark Foley improves to P7. Whoa. Christopher Daniel had a really shaky moment here. Ugh. Final moments of qualifying. It's always somebody. Alex Zier into P7 improved over Mark Foley. Mark Foley's still out there, and I'm not quite sure, but some of these drivers are still... Well, he's parking it. Nick Mazza is done. He went to P6. John Javecki's still out there, and Peter Flanner's still out there. Andre Rodriguez set the fastest time on the board by .001. That's got to be something. We got another Pro-Am driver on pole, and the pros are just right behind. John Javecki sets the fastest lap on the 136.2. Can Peter Flanner respond? Doesn't even get to the line. Parks it. So John Javecki has it done. Jordan Hunt across the line. I don't think that was even for a spot there. And we have 30 drivers who have set times on the board and are about to start racing. All right, let's get to the grid. John Javecki P1, Andre Rodriguez 2, Peter Flanner 3, Max Poe 4, Christopher Daniel 5, Nick Mazza 6, Christopher Cheerling 7, Alex Zier 8, Mark Foley 9, Richard Swedersky in 10, Marshall Scari in 11, Dylan Thomas 12, Joshua Spears 13, Gage Hines in 14, Eric Kuzman 15, Brandon Burns in 16, Adam Tingle 17, Jake Daly 18, Tyler Kern 19, William Florence in 20, Callum Farley in 21, Marcello De Leo in 22, Michael Sharon in 23, Forrest Hall in 24, Steve McAllister 25, Aiden Wertz in 26, Tom Smith in 27, Roman Bykoff in 28, Jordan Hunt 29, Dave Palmer 30, Austin McGillis in 31, Cooper McCoy in 32, and Craig Carroll's in 33. If those last two do show up, that's where they'll be. But usually the ones that register but don't partake in qualifying never really end up going up for the race. Some do. Some just sit through qualifying and just sit at the back and wait for everything to go. There is a Valhalla driver on the grid, as you can see. That brownish... It looks like maroon to me, but it is that. But it's a BMW, and it doesn't have any livery schemes on it. But I'm sure one of these days Valhalla will figure out how to add those. It isn't truly... It's just one of a kind, that team. He spent 15 minutes pre-race getting out the car. That's even funnier. That you guys actually try to make the effort. What was it saying? Cocoa Pops. Alright, 15 minutes can save you 15% more in pocket. We spent 15 minutes pre-race. Yeah, we're now back to... I've caught up. Alright, folks. We're about to get going. We got two Pro-Ams on the first and second row next to pros. And you see slightly in the background that teal car. This is just a terrible view. Might have to switch this. But just further in the backfield, you can sort of see it. It's behind this teal car. Mark Foley. But there is Richard Swedersky, who's a P10 in the AM class. The fastest pro is on pole. The fastest Pro-M is second. The fastest AM is in 10th. And slightly further back, we can't forget the last driver. It's not Willie Florence. He is now in a different category. If I knew it, I wish I could tell you. I forget already. Maybe Pro-Am or AM. Marcello De Leo is the driver to look out for. And just behind him in that blue Ferrari is Jordan Hunt. But just in front of him is Aiden Wertz. So we have three Oh, and Roman Bykov. That's 4. We have 4 rookies that are right near each other in qualifying time. So their positions are pretty set. Marshall Scari is P11, but he's sitting comfortably next to a couple of the Pro-Ams. Just not the ones that are going to be winning this race, because that's Andre Rodriguez or Max Poe, who are 2nd and 4th. The closest amateur AM class driver is Eric Koonsman, who's in 15th. 5 positions difference for Eric and Richard. Still a good battle. Brandon Burns is right behind him, followed by Jake Daly and Callum Farley. I think Callum's also an AM class driver. Only I could tell where we're at. We're in the middle section. This turn. It's straight. That's 12 and 13. So it's starting to look better. And we're approaching that last section. The final chicane. This is going to be a little interesting, and it looks like they already go. Car racing already, and Peter Flanner, who's in 3rd position, is trying to make a move here on Andre Rodriguez down into turn 1. Oof! And whoa! Onjavecki and oh god! Is everyone making it through that? No, they are not. Oh, they did not make it through that. And Tom Smith was definitely involved. Callum Farley is off. John Javecki is in the pit. So is Tom Smith has a meatball. And we just went straight to a just disaster. Not even through turn 1. And there can be no safety car, because it was within the first 30 seconds of this race. And you can see further back, that is Tom Smith trying to limp his car away. It is severely damaged. I don't even know what to say. That's no bueno. William Florence is up 4 positions. Looks like he gained one off Tyler Kern just off that last section. And let's take a look at everything that's happening. Joshua Spears is up 1. Battling here with Eric Koonsman, who's now up into 11th position. Richard Swederski, though, is up into 7th, up 3 positions gained. Peter intimidated him off track. I mean, he did something there. I'm not sure what that was, but yeah, Peter Flanner now leads this race after turn 2. And that was it right there. That's turn 1. Pink is 2. It was right before that even. And now, I don't know. Michael Sharon trying to make a move here on Roman Bykov. And Tyler Kern, he goes wide. Roman Bykov is going to respond and get it straight back ahead of him. Roman Bykov now up 10 positions. This driver is one of the few rookies out there. And boom, he's on through. And Marshall Scari just briefly put back, has made the move off of Mark Foley and taken this position. And Mark Foley doesn't fight it. And he's slotting back in. And we are still a go for racing. No safety cars. That is incredible to start off with such a devastating. I mean, it's too bad for John Giavecchi. He was leading the race and qualified there, and Andre too, pro-am driver who could have comfortably just taken the lead there. Andre Rodriguez is, looks like there's, never mind, it shows there's a gap between them, and that's their pit stalls. They're both definitely in deep repair. Max Poe now setting the fastest lap, and then Christopher Chittering taking that. Joshua Spears up only one position, and some of these drivers are still towing. It's going to be rough. Christopher Daniel going to move here on Max Poe, and he gets on by, so the Pax Oceani may not be working together, but they are being friendly when they are next to each other. And the pass was made, and Max Poe let him by, and that's two pros now battling it out for P1. As Christopher Daniel now has a little bit of pace, just a tenth better than Peter Flanner. So I guess we'll see what happens there. Joshua Spears now is still 12th, but it looks like he's trying to make a move here on Eric Koonsman, who's in 11th. And Gage Hines also involved in this. Jake Daly not too far behind. And further back, Tyler Kern, William Florence, and Roman Bykov. The pace is similar. These three have been kind of staying consistent. And there's Roman Bykov on the outside. Is he trying to make a move? No, he goes back and slots back in here. Tyler Kern. And this battling only helps William Florence. He's gaining a little bit there. Oof. I don't know who that was, but somebody just hit the curbing. Oh, Roman goes off. Tyler Kern through. Now ahead at the chicane. And they might force this too wide into turn one, and they do. And Roman looks to have the move, but crucially he does. And Tyler Kern has to slot back in. What? That was tight. Very close. Roman is off again. Who's going to take it? Right now it's still Roman. Roman is ahead. But for how long? And into Adelaide they go. And Tyler Kern still has it. And through he goes. Michael Sharon trying to make a move here as well. And he's going to slot back in behind. Eric Koonsman still holding on to P11, mind you. Joshua Spears did make a move. Look at that. Gage Hines goes through. Joshua Spears now down one. I think this might have been the driver that hit the curbing kind of excessively. And that was, I think, at Adelaide. It was a big car. And a Mustang is pretty big. Jordan Hunt has gone off. Adam Tingle has gone on through. Position gain for him. Tom Smith is back out. Peter Flanner responds with his own fastest lap. And he's in the lead. Taking it through. Let's go. Take a brief moment here to take a look at what happened. And I say chopper view. Because how else are you going to capture this? Oh, he lost it on his own. He lost it on his own. That's so unfortunate. And then everyone else got by. But look at this. Somebody hits him. That's Willie Florence, I think. And then bam, Tom Smith hits him. And then there's another. Dave Palmer goes on by. That's not the other one, though. This is the other one. What happened here? He just... Oh, that is bizarre. Both of them And this one may be forgivable here. He sees an incident, he sees some motions, but as he's going through, oh, maybe he sees that. Tom's a passenger to that. He barely had clearance to view that incident as it was happening. And Aiden was also involved in that. You can see he clipped the driver as well. And then Jordan just had a spin on his own. Uncharacteristic from a Ferrari, though. What are the chances? Jake Daly in P14 still had... Oh, Eric Koonsman is down into 13th. Gage Hines, Joshua Spears has gone on by. And is Jake Daly going to be able to make a move here? What are the chances two drivers, P1 and 2, have different but similar scenarios, both spitting out into turn 1 in opposite directions? And through goes Jake Daly for the moment, but then Eric Koonsman. Great battle for himself, and he has stayed in P13, holding off Jake Daly for the moment. And now Brandon Burns joins the fights for the AM class drivers. All three of these similar paced. Craig Carroll has Forrest Holland just ahead of him, and Steve McAllister, his teammate, just ahead of that driver. Javecki made a calculated mistake to sell insurance. I mean, the amount of car damage from the other ones, that might have been the case. That's something you could explore as an option. If we were able to interview him post-race, that's the one thing I would say is, were you just trying to make some money? All that damage really rakes in. Actually, it doesn't do... I think it does the opposite, though. I mean, the whole point of insurance not to be able to use it. If you damage a car, then the insurance company loses money. Anyway, that's too much thought on that one. These three are bunched up pretty well. And it'd be interesting to see what happens here. You got Craig Carroll and Steve McAllister in Porsches. Forrest Holland and McLaren. And through goes Forrest Holland. But Steve, can he fight back here? Two AM class drivers holding back Craig Carroll. Out to make this 3 wide almost. And they are still side by side. I think it's the onboard of Craig Carroll. As Forrest Holland is keeping it ahead, and now crucially, way ahead. He's gone on by. And that battle is certainly complete. We'll go on board over here with Gage Hines, who's got Mark Foley in his sights, P10 and 11. We're on board with 11. And Gage was pretty close to Mark. He's pulling back about 4/10. Oh man, it's really eating up these curbs. Do that final chicane, the start straight finish. He's holding a 4/10 gap right now at the moment. He's trying to reel that in. Can we see Mark's cone? You mean this? Jake Daly now trying to make a move here. Eric Koonsman holding a defensive line. And still ahead. Mark Foley in front of Joshua Spears holding his... he's trying to hold his own at the moment as the same thing is happening to him. He's got Joshua Spears trying to make a move. Mark Foley's down 2 positions from when he started this race. One of the few drivers, I would add, as almost everyone else has gained positions. Joshua Spears, the one putting pressure on him right now. Max Poe, however, if we go back over to the lead of this race, is now crucially gotten a fastest lap, and that was a very fine lap, as it's put him very close to Peter Flanner. At the end of the lap, he was only down 2/10, but right now in Sector 1, he's about 6-7 tenths back. But Christopher Daniels also coming back into this fight. At some point, Christopher Daniel must have made a mistake, because he is now behind Max Poe again. Maybe not a mistake, but saw the pace of the driver and decided to swap places. Is the battle with Eric and Jake for P1? I mean, you would like that to be the case, right? The AM class drivers, all three of them right next to each other. You have Eric Koonsman, and this is actually the battle for... Oh, just ahead, Joshua Spears gets on by and on Mark Foley, and Eric Koonsman is holding such a defense into Adelaide. It is remarkable. That's turn 5 at Kink, and he's holding it strong against Jake Daly. This is in a battle for P2, unfortunately. Brandon Burns is that last driver of these three pairings, all AM class drivers. A driver who's just promoted through the mid-season is Richard Swederski, and he is in P7. He held an extremely well shot qualifying result in P10, I think it was. He's up to he's up to 7th, and he's got no issue here for the title. He's just got to bring it home. I mean, they are, gosh, I don't. There's a significant margin to where these drivers are at the moment. Yeah, Richard has it in the hand at the moment, but Dylan Thomas might be able to slow him down. He's catching up. Jake Daly is still holding a close pace to Eric Koonsman. Alex Zier and Christopher Chitterling are close. Nick Maz is between the two of them. And I would say another exciting battle, 4th and 6th, separated by Nick, but that isn't the issue. Most notably here is they're battling for 2nd in their class, as the driver of Max Poe, the Pro-Am driver, is 2nd in the overall and 1st in this class. You have the Pro in 1st, Pro-Am in 2nd, and the AM class in 7th. If we go further back, Roman Bykov is sitting in 17th. Oh, gonna bring this back just a second. Out of this workout, Dylan Thomas. Oof, Richard Swederski had a moment there, and that's how Dylan Thomas was able to get on by. I still don't understand that Mark's cone thing. Are you saying like an onboard? Didn't make much sense. William Florence still has the rookie stuff on his accents, but he is not battling this driver for rookie status. William Florence is in the AM class. And I think maybe Roman might have him here. Everyone's holding a great defense into Adelaide here. Seeing it time and time again. And Williams no different, holding that. Over to Max Poe. Who is in 2nd. 3/10, 4/10 off of Peter Flanner. Their lap times are almost identical. I can't imagine how it's going for both these drivers right now. Even though Max would like an overall win, he's still going to win in his class. And finish second in the overall, which is still an impressive result. But I don't think he is driving right now to finish second or first in his class. He wants to finish on the overall. Half a second separate these two drivers. That was a personal improvement for Peter Flanner, but not Max Poe on the last lap. Alvarez further back here. Hasn't been able to make a move here on Nick Mazza. Looks like John Javecki's lap traffic behind Marshall Scari, but is joining the fight. And Roman Bykov was able to get on by. What happened here? He took his normal line, and William Florence went wide, very wide. Eric Koonsman still in 13th, hunting down Mark Foley. Mark Foley is down 3 positions. I thought he was only down 2. Maybe this is just, he's got maybe some issue where he hasn't practiced enough on the course. It's hard to say, but Eric Koonsman is catching Mark Foley, and so is Jake Daly. Back over to Alex Zier. There's 2 Canadians in the chat. Jeff? Oh, on lap 13 of 28, Eric Koonsman and Mark Foley both go into the pits. This is going to be interesting. They were 13th and 14th. The first of the drivers to do so. I'll see if that pays off for them. Adam Tingle is stuck between a caffeine global motorsports sandwich. As Steve McAllister is still holding out strong. Up 6 positions where he started in P19. Adam Tingle would like to get on by. He's down 3 from where he qualified. Get over to Max Poe. Still 4/10, now 3/10, separating him, Peter Flanner, for the position, P1, in the overall. Funny enough, if Peter doesn't finish ahead of Max Poe on this, but ahead of Christopher Daniels, if they just swap positions, both still end up winning in class. Only difference is who wins the overall. And that's another bragging right in its own right. It's about time, eh? Oh yeah, there, bud. Marshall Scari, P9 at the moment. The driver who won the first half championship has got Richard Swiderski just ahead of him. Hasn't been able to capitalize either. John Javecki, while he has lapped traffic, if he has the pace to pass these drivers and retake some spots, he might want to try to do so. Thank you, One Sparks, for the follow. How's the guy who's not participating doing? I don't know, Chris. How is he doing? You on vacation? Max Poe, still 4/10 off of Peter Flanner. No change. It's almost like this battle is going to be shaped up in the pit lane. Overcut, undercut scenario? Or do you think Max is going to follow in Peter's footsteps into the pits? Who's to say? That's going to be the real difference between these two. Max Poe has been setting slightly faster laps than Peter Flanner, but then again, he is getting that nice toe down the 5 straight here at Magny-Cours. How's Jeff Lubitsch doing? Yeah, I don't know, Jeff. How is that guy doing? Is he having a heater right now and smoking some darts? I heard Chris OD'd on a glizzy. Yeah, smokers. Jesus Christ, guys. Alright, Marshall Scary. Can the Pro-Am champ pass the AM class leader at the moment? Who's to say? Everyone seems to know the actual best moment to have a defense, and that's why we've seen so little passing. But in Adelaide, through mistakes, Sector 1 is where most of the passing has been getting done. The rest is kind of like a follow-through. But who knows? It's not going to be done here at this chicane. That's for sure. I mean, you could try. Lap 1. Following memory right now of what is a very clean race. Beyond what happened into turn 1. Turn 1-2, technically. Beyond that, we've seen nothing but a clean result so far. Alex Zier still on the struggle bus to get by Nick Mazza. And it's all about car placement here. And everyone seems to have it nailed down fairly well. We'll see what happens with the pit stops. We're on lap 16. Eric Koonsman went out into P21. Mark Foley went to P19. They both pit on lap 12. So, be interesting to see what happens there for these drivers. What was Mark trying to gain from this? He's got himself a nice buffer. So maybe that's what he wanted most of all. Just a nice bit of room to breathe and see if he can't just put in some good laps. Right now he's doing 137.1s. He's going to need those. Those are going to help him pull back his pace. If we go back to where the drivers around him were doing, they were doing 137.4s, almost 137.5s. Joshua Spears, who's P11. Jake Daly, he was doing 138s. This is the crucial thing, is that P13 and 14 are technically slower at the moment than what Mark was at now that he's got some free air. Gage Hines is in the pits, and we get another driver going into the pits. I'm not even sure. Tyler Kern. So we got some people making the moment to change. What's that going to mean for Mark Foley as he crosses the line there? He's going to gain some spots. And there we go. It seemingly works out so far. Eric Koonsman even making up some spots as well. And he's going to try to make a move here on Steve McAllister into 2. And doesn't quite have it done. And he's going to follow through on this long straight. It's technically turn 4 right there. Golf. And into Adelaide. Turn 5. Max Poe is in the pits. Christopher Daniel stays out. Chris Chitterling, is he going to stay in or out? Nick Mazza goes in the pits. Peter Flanner is still out there. And now we're seeing drivers. Oh, William Florence had a bit of a spin here. I mean, it's a Porsche. This is just normal Porsche things at this point. Let's take a look. And yep, there's the back end. Not the stablest platform. Max Poe has now gone ahead of Jake Daly, who has not pit just yet. So, good thing for him. That's Adelaide right there, turn 5. You place that very well in hand, and no one's going to ever get past you. It is quite something. That most of the passing has been done in Sector 1. And we're still looking at Max Poe. Because he is the first driver in the top 10 to make a move. And back over to Eric Koonsman, who's still got Steve McAllister in his sights. Steve hasn't pit as well. This could be one of those holding him up moments. But by no means does Steve have to let by Eric here. Dylan Thomas going into the pits. Marshall Scary in the pits. Richard Swederski in the pits. Max Poe has now gone on by and gotten back into P3. Christopher Daniel and Peter Flanner are back out. And Christopher actually overcut his sister teammate, Max Poe. Jake Daly has not pit. Christopher Chitterling is out there in what will be P4. And Brandon Burns is hopping out. Mark Foley, is he back at P13? Eric Koonsman is in possibly 14. Brandon Burns on the exit. Who's it going to go to? And it looks like it is. It is Brandon Burns. Crucially, Eric Koonsman did not get free air. He had to battle somebody, and that might have cost him. You could see the difference. Both Eric and Mark Foley are separated by 9.4 seconds. Yeah, Eric was in the pits for almost 2 more seconds than Mark, but there's still another crucial element there. He did not have free air. He was in the midst of a battle with the driver ahead of him who was possibly slower than him. I don't know if he was slower than him, but it definitely hurt his chances to be, I mean, they went in just 3/10 separated from each other in the pits, and now they have a 10-second gap. Just goes to show you what some of these pit strategies are doing. How's Brandon doing? Brandon is in 14th. He made a pass in the pit stop strategy on Eric Koonsman. Jake Daly is finally in the pits. Now we're going to see what it looks like as everyone is shaping up and back into what we will have the actual order here. It's going to take Jake a while to get through. This gauge zone goes on by. Jake will probably fit right around Brandon Burns, maybe. Maybe he was behind Eric Koonsman, and you know what? It is. Jake Daly is going to, on exit, hold this just ahead of Brandon Burns, and yes, he has it. So his position truly worked out for him for his pit stop. 5 gained. Brandon Burns behind now in 14th. Eric Koonsman 15. And now the battle for the lead is still underway. As Christopher Daniel has really caught the end. And is this a move? Oh! He almost parked it. And that split them 1 second Christopher Daniel was trying to go for a move, and it did get too wide, but it stopped right there when he went right over that curbing. And he's already reeled in that full second. He's now 3/10 shaved just in that final sector. And Max Poe now trying to get involved in this. Whoa. This angle is no bueno. Hey, this is the TV Static brought to you by Mark Foley. And I don't think he tested that one. Or maybe there's a difference in the in the trees. But that is not the angle we're going for. We're gonna fire that that TV guy, by the way. Whoever's on that camera operating system he's getting fired. I think his name is Chris Lambeth. Back over to a battle here. Gage Hines has got Richard Swederski side by side with him. And is Gage gonna get on by? Yes, he is. Richard Swederski is now back where he started this race, P10. He might lose a couple even. Richard has just got Joshua Spears and Mark Foley behind him. But the leading AM class driver is doing fairly well. He's P10. Jake Daly is P13, the closest rival. Peter Flanner leads over Christopher Daniel at the moment. Max Poe is the leading Pro-Am driver. And the leading rookie driver is Roman Bykov, P16. I believe that's the case. I got Jordan, Aiden, and Marcello. It's 4. Yeah, that's it. Oh. And there goes one dropped for him. Joshua Spears makes a move. Gets on by Richard Swederski. Now Mark Foley trying to make something happen here. Who's going to go to it first? Marshall Scari has Christopher Chitterling in his sights. And that is John Javecki kind of getting on the way there for Dylan Thomas. I think that's a thing. It's great you guys keep doing that. Congratulations. I have no desire to talk about pickles, but Mark Foley down the inside line here at Adelaide in turn 5 gets on by Richard Swederski, so that's 2 loss for Richard, but ultimately still a class win for himself. As the fast boys in the Pro-Am and Pro class have made their moves. A lot of debris on the track. I don't see a car though. Oh! And Joshua Spears has just spun it. And through goes Mark Foley. Oh. That is such a... I can't use that. Jake Daly has gone on by Joshua Spears, so just to make things worse, he's now back where he qualified, but it has to now attempt a move on a driver. Maybe he's already got it done. He does. And he's gone on by. And makes the move on Jake Daly. Alex Zier is up 3 positions for he started this race. And I'm kind of wondering something. There's a lot of Mustangs at the front of this field. We got P3, 4, 5, 6, all in Mustangs. What do they know no one else does? As you're aware, the Mercedes-AMG, Peter Flanner is in front, the Porsche in second, and then the next Porsche in seventh. Highest McLaren is Marshall Scari in eighth. Highest BMW is Gage Hines in ninth. Highest Ferrari is in 10th. And then if you go down further, I'm sure there's somebody else driving something. It's the Corvette of John Trevecchi, who was the man in P1 on lap 1, but not after turn 2. How many bars can you spit? That is not a command that you can address. Nor will I rap. I'm not your monkey. Jake Daly's still trying to make a move here. He's only 3/10 back. And it's quick. Set the Nürburgring 7 and 8. Oh, a closer battle here. Four laps to go. What can Christopher Daniel do? Max Poe has now also joined these drivers. The battle for 1, 2, and 3 is going to get close. Tom Smith exiting out of the way for these drivers, and that's going to be the last blue flag driver that they have to worry about. Christopher Chitterling also trying to make a move here on Dylan Thomas, as Marshall Scari is joining as well. It's not quite over just yet. No move there for Jake Daly. Back over here to our P1 and 2. And right now, it's holding firm with Peter Flanner, but there was a shakeup for just a moment in turn 14, I believe. It's not as intense at the moment. Neither it is for these drivers. And there is a little bit of breathing room. With 3 laps to go. Wonder what Christopher Daniel is thinking about doing here. He made a move. And I believe that was sector 3. I think it was turn 14 as well. That was where he saw his opportunity last time, and he went for it again. And I think they just went through on Lycée pin. Now the battle seems closer between Max Poe and Christopher Daniel than Christopher Daniel and Max Poe. Flipping slightly over here. It looked like maybe the move was done here for Christopher Chitterling. No. It is here for Max Poe, though. What happened? Oh, yeah. Just went wide. So now your battle for the lead with 2 laps to go, it's going to probably be slightly out of the question. Highest pro is P1, highest pro-am is 2nd. Richard Swiderski is still in 11th. He's the AM class driver, and then Roman Bykov is in 16th. And we are through on the final lap. And can Christopher Chitterling make up a position here? These 3 are technically battling for P3 in the Pro-Ams. Alex Zier is ahead of him. And he's quite ahead. He's in P5. He's got an 8-second gap. Like, it looks like this move didn't work out here. Christopher Chitterling went for the outside, and there's Marshall Scar. He's gone on by and past him. And he's held it. Christopher Chitterling also has a black flag on the final lap, so that's going to ruffle it up even further. Christopher Chitterling went from P8 overall, P4 in his class, to now he's going to eat up a bunch of positions for that black flag. And here it is. Your race winner, Peter Flanner in P1. The Pro-Am winner in P2. Christopher Daniel in P3. Nick Mazza, just a little bit ways to go here for him. P4. Alex Zier in 5. Dylan Thomas holding out ahead defensively. Drove towards the end. He's going to be P6. Marshall Scari in 7. Gage Hines in 8. Mark Foley in, it says 10, but Christopher Chitterling didn't serve his black flag, so I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Richard Swiderski in 11. Jake Daly in, got a little bit ways to go, but he's going to finish in 12th. Joshua Spears in 13th. And Brandon Burns in 14th. Eric Koonsman in 15th. Roman Bykov, the rookie driver to win, is in 16th. Richard Swiderski was the AM class winner. Marshall Scari in 17th. Tyler Kern, a little bit ways to go for him. And he's going to finish 18. Forrest Holland 19. Adam Tingle 20. William Florence 21. Steve McAllister still has a little bit ways to go here. So does Craig Carroll. And Caffeine Global Motorsports are going to finish next to each other, 22 and 23. Tom Smith was 24, John Tavecki 25, Jordan Hunt 26, Dave Palmer 27, Aiden Groats in 28, Andre Rodriguez 29, Callum Farley 30, Marcello De Leo is the last of the drivers to finish 31 of those. Congrats to them. And Congratulations, Peter. What a fantastic race. I mean, that's got to be a little sweaty. Those guys got really close to you towards the end. You had a little bit of contact with Christopher Daniel at a slow zone in a braking zone. It almost looked like you guys both had to park it slightly when you made contact, but then you were able to get away. Christopher Daniel went through. I think that was turn 14 maybe, but how did that first go? How was that initial contact?
Yeah, I was saving fuel a lot because I saved fuel the first half of the race, so I had to continue. So Chris was always catching me there in that braking zone, and that time it was just a little too much. He bumped me. Um, my tires overheated a little bit, so like for the next few turns, I was understeering a lot, but regained composure and carried on.
I mean, that was a fantastic result. As far as the back half, though, like after you were after your after the pit stop strategy, were you worried when Max and Christopher Daniel were starting to really in on that second half towards like the last like 5 laps? How I guess unnerving was that because they really were in your meters.
Yeah, it was because I knew that I had to continue to fuel save hard because of how much fuel I put in. So it was just a question of um, how much pace can I carry while still doing that. And so I was just trying to focus and do every lap the same.
Yeah, I mean, and also what a fantastic result towards there at the end. I mean, you had you had them kind of battle each other, and then Chris went wide into I think it was turn 3, which gave Max the impetus to go ahead. So, did you feel like you got a slight amount of relief on that last? I think it was the second to last lap when that happened, and they kind of just dropped back slightly, and they're battling each other.
Yeah, I saw them fighting, and that was very lucky for me, and I knew it. So yeah, it gave me a little bit of relief there at the end.
How was the blue flags? It looked like you were getting some ample space by all the drivers. Was it all kind of kosher? I did see it was a little bit hairy for some.
No, for me, it was perfect. It was fine.
Nice. Well, fantastic result. I think this is the first time we've raced here at Magny-Cours, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I
Um,
think so.
oh, I forgot to mention because it was so long ago. Lap one, turn one. How did you add any juju? Did you give the draft punt gold bad luck to Pax Oceani because that was
Yeah,
two drivers both spinning in the opposite directions.
I tried my best. Yeah, I tried to put the curse on them, and I guess it worked.
Yeah, I mean that must have been scary because like from I didn't see your onboard, but I'm imagining your onboard just shows two drivers going drastically different directions, and you're supposed to be still like car racing technically. How did that work out for you stress wise?
Yeah, well, I saw the first car spin off, and that was surprising in itself. And but then when John spun off as well, um, I guess like very lucky for me. So I can't complain about it, but it was
Yeah.
nerve-wracking in the moment.
Yeah. I mean, it must have been. Thank you for joining me, man. That was truly what a unique experience to just see both one and two spin in opposite directions, gifting you the champion, the lead there on the overall. I mean, congrats on the win, pro win. What a great result. Uh, Congrats on having good luck. I mean, I don't know if Elliot was here if it would have continued, but I mean, it's either you or him. So it's interesting to see that it's the luck has shifted towards your
Yeah.
guys' favor this go around. Fantastic to see your result. Appreciate you joining me in the booth and congrats on the win.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Take care, Peter.
Yep, bye.
All right, folks, that's it. Congrats, everybody, to the class winners: Peter Flanner, Pro, Max Poe, Pro Am, Richard Sweatersky in the Am, and Roman Bykov in the Rookie. Thanks for all four rookies joining us, still being with us, Marcello. Hopefully you want to get promoted. That was your last race there for a promotion. So let's see what they put you in at. And great race. As always, everybody, the Broken Wing Le Mans Series is swapped with the Falcon Series on Tuesday. So this Tuesday is going to be the Le Mans Series. And then on Wednesday, it's the ARCA Oval League, and they're going to be at New Hampshire. V's and Rays are not sure where they're going to be, but that's on Thursdays, and the F4 Series is on Fridays. And then catch us again on round 8 here on Sunday, next Sunday. And thank you for joining me. Have a good evening.